on the carpet, hands in your lap, eyes on me. I see Nyla with her bottom on the carpet. Stacy has his bottom on the carpet. Rajan has his bottom on the carpet. Bunny Rabbit, a bubble in your mouth right now. Nyla has a bubble in her mouth. Lanye has a bubble in her mouth. Stacy, bubble in her mouth. Bunny Rabbits, when you came to school today, you all filled out the question of the day. Now I'm going to say to you the question of the day. Everyone put on their examining goggles, and we're going to look at this paper right here. Kylie has her examining goggles on, Chloe has her examining goggles on, Lanye has her examining goggles, Micaiah, examining goggles on. If we fill up the marble jar today, how would you like to celebrate? Now, we have 3 options for celebration. Micaiah, bubble in your mouth. The first option is a dance party. The second option is 5 more minutes outside. And the third option is 5 more minutes during centers. Now, looking at this chart that we filled out this morning, I would guess that 5 more minutes outside is going to have the most votes because it has the longest list of names. Micaiah, bubble in your mouth. Malia, bubble in your mouth. Stacy with a bubble in his mouth. Lanye has a bubble in her mouth. Chloe has a bubble in her mouth. Grandma has a bubble in her mouth. So, scholars, let's count how many are in each category. I would start with this pile, but nobody filled out the dance party section. So I'm going to move on to the second column. Let's all count together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 names in that category, and I'm going to write the number 4 at the bottom of this list. Now let's count this category. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 4s. There's 2 4s. Oh no, this means that we have a tie. A tie is when you have the same amount for 2 different categories. So what should we do? We need to figure out what we're going to do when we fill up the marble jar. Peyton, do you have an idea? That's right. There were 3 ones we had a tie last week as well. That's a good observation. Nyla, do you have an idea? What's your idea? That's right. We're going to fill up the marble jar and maybe have a dance party. Maybe we'll do something else. Scholars, I think that right now we should have a vote. A vote is when we take count of how many people in the room want one thing or another thing. And we're going to take a vote because we have a tie, so we haven't come to a conclusion. Micaiah, bubble in your mouth. So, here's what we're going to do. When I say 5 more minutes outside, everyone who wants 5 more minutes outside are going to raise their hand. Micaiah, you can either sit next to Mr. Mitch or Miss Nydia. What is your choice? Okay, now we are going to do 5 more minutes outside. Everyone who wants 5 more minutes outside is going to raise their hand. Then they're going to put their hands down. Then I'm going to ask how many people want 5 more minutes during centers. And everyone who wants 5 more minutes during centers are going to raise their hand. And whoever has the most votes, that is what we're going to do if we fill up the marble jar. All right, hands in our laps. Are we ready for the voting process?
Yeah!
All right, everyone who wants 5 more minutes outside, if we complete the marble jar, raise one quiet hand, and I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I'm going to write down 6 so I don't forget. Now, ready for the next voting process? Everyone who wants 5 more minutes during centers, raise a quiet hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I'm going to write down the number 8 down here. Now, bunny rabbits, there were 8 people who wanted 5 more minutes during centers and only 6 people who wanted 5 more minutes outside. So that means if we fill up the marble jar today, we're going to have 5 more minutes during centers. That's exciting. Round of applause if you're excited for 5 more minutes during centers. Well, we'll all have a playground, but just for the normal amount of time. Bunny rabbits, bottoms on the carpet, hands in your lap, eyes on me. I see Kylie with her bottom on the carpet. Stacy has his bottom on the carpet. Rajan, her bottom needs to be on the carpet. Bunny rabbits, when I arrived at school today, guess what I found? It's another large letter! Now this was in our mailbox for the bunny rabbits when I got to school today. And it says, Bunny rabbits. Yesterday I told you what the name of this was. Does anyone think back to yesterday? With the quiet, who can tell me what this is called? Stacy's raising a quiet hand, so I'm going to listen to what Stacy has to say. That's right, Stacy. Everyone, let's give Stacy a marshmallow clap because he was such a good scholar. He remembered what the word was yesterday. This is a stamp. Now, I'm going to open up the envelope, and we have a brand new letter inside. I'm going to open up the letter and tape it up here for all of you to see. All right, bunny rabbits. Bottoms on the carpet. I see Layla with her bottom on the carpet. Stacy has his bottom on the carpet. Rajan, your bottom needs to be on the carpet. Bunny rabbits, let's put on our reading glasses and all read the letter together. I'm looking at this paper, and all of you should be looking at this paper as well. Now, I'm going to say the words first, and you will repeat after me. Bubble in your mouth. Micaiah, bubble in your mouth. Greetings, scholars. Greetings, scholars. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Today, Miss Sara will tell you about. Today, Miss Sara will tell you about a time she was resourceful. A time she was resourceful. Then two students will act out a skit. About being resourceful. Love. Anonymous means that we don't know who sent us the letter. Now, bunny rabbits, there were a couple of words in our mystery letter. If you can hear my voice clap once, if you can hear my voice clap twice, if you can hear my voice clap 3 times, Stacy's eyes are on me, Micaiah's eyes are on me, Malia's eyes are on me, Rajan, your eyes need to be on me. Now, there are a couple of words in this letter that I want to let you know. One is resourceful. Now, resourceful is when you come up with an idea for using what is around you to solve a problem. So that means we're going to be using what is around us to solve a problem. Micaiah? Miss Lydia, you can sit next to Micaiah so that she can pay attention and grow her brain and let other friends grow her brain as well. Thank you very much. So, I am going to tell you about a story about a time that I was resourceful. Once upon a time, Miss Sara was in 4th grade. Now, Miss Sara went to a school very similar to this school, and one day she decided she wanted to make an art project. Now, I wanted to make an art project, but I didn't have any supplies. I didn't have paper. I didn't have pens. I didn't have glue. But you know what I had? Popcorn. I had popcorn for lunch. What is this? Can everyone make popcorn hands? Leah's making popcorn hands. Stacy is making popcorn hands. Nyla is making popcorn hands. Hands in your lap. Micaiah is making popcorn hands. Hands in your lap. So, what I decided to do, I decided to be resourceful. I took popcorn kernels and I washed them in the sink and I used them for my art project. And you know what? That is a story of being resourceful. So now I'm going to have 2 students, just like the letter says, come up here and demonstrate another skit about being resourceful. Can someone raise, everyone who wants to come up here and demonstrate, raise a quiet hand. Micaiah, come up here, and Peyton, come on up. Now, Micaiah and Peyton, who you can send over here, are going to act out a skit about being resourceful. Now, while they're acting it out, bunny rabbits, we're going to have our bottoms on the carpet, hands in our lap, and eyes on the 2 performers on stage. Ready for the skit? Once upon a time, in a preschool called the Bunny Rabbit School, there lived two people. The first was Micaiah, and the second was Peyton. Our two friends loved playing together. They rode trikes together. They built houses together. They played in the sandbox together. And they hugged each other almost every day. One day, the two friends decided that they wanted to build the biggest water slide that they had ever dreamt of. Micaiah asked Peyton, "Peyton, what supplies do we need for the water slide?" "What supplies do we need for the water slide?" Peyton said, "We need water, we need a slide, and we need some nails." Peyton and Micaiah looked around their classroom for water, for a slide, and for nails, but you know what? They couldn't find any of those materials. Peyton asked Micaiah, "What should we do?" Peyton asked Micaiah, "What should we do?" And Micaiah said, "We should be resourceful. Let's just use what's around us." So, Micaiah and Peyton came up with an amazing idea. They decided to use their blocks that were sitting right next to them to build their water slide. So they built the water slide during centers. They built it so high. And at the end, they pretended like they were sliding down the water slide. And that was the story of Micaiah and Peyton being resourceful. Let's give them a round of applause. Micaiah, you can have a seat back on your carpet square. Thank you. So, bunny rabbits, every time that we're resourceful today, or we're compassionate, or we're using problem-solving skills, we are going to get a rainbow on the marble jar. And when we fill up the marble jar, we are going to have 5 extra minutes of outside time. Now, bunny rabbits, bottoms on the carpet, let's wiggle it out a little bit. You all have been such good scholars, paying attention the whole time during centers. Let's glue our bottom, just like Malia said. We're going to glue our bottom to the carpet, and we're going to have our eyes up here. Stacy has his eyes up here. Rajan has his eyes up here. Micaiah and Peyton, eyes up here. Bunny rabbits, who remembers, with a quiet hand, who remembers the freeze game that we played yesterday? Nyla remembers the freeze game. Layla remembers the freeze game. Stacy remembers the freeze game. You can put your hands down, thank you. Today we're going to play the freeze game again. Now, I'm going to briefly review how the freeze game works. So when the music is playing, we're all going to be dancing. And then when the music stops, I'm sorry.
We stop and we freeze.
That's right. When the music stops, we all stop and freeze. And Miss Sara is going to hold up one of these stick figures, and you are going to copy with your body. Stacy, eyes on me. Micaiah, eyes on me. Rajan, eyes on me.
No. Oh no.
When I hold up this picture of a stick figure, you are going to copy with your body what is on the picture. So, Mr. Mitch is going to demonstrate for us. I'm going to have you all turn your bodies and face your eyes towards Mr. Mitch. And he is going to demonstrate really, really quickly. So I'm going to be the song. Now here's a game that's kind of neat. Now put your body in the beat. And when you hear the music, now you can dance any way you please. Listen for the sound of freeze. And so Mr. Mitch is making the same body motion that's on this card. Thank you, Mr. Mitch. Let's give Mr. Mitch a round of applause.
Yay!
All right, bunny rabbits. So, there are 2 things that I want to go over before we dance to freeze. The first is that we are going to keep our hands and our feet to ourselves, and we are not going to touch our friends when we dance. The second is that once we choose a place on the carpet, we are going to dance just in that place. And we're doing this because as while we want to have fun, we're going to have a lot of fun while we play the free song, we also want to be safe while we're dancing. So on the count of 3, I'm going to have you all quietly stand up and wait for the music to start. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nyla is standing up, Peyton is standing up, Micaiah is standing up, Sophia is standing up. Alright, we're waiting. I see Ray-John waiting quietly. Chloe is waiting quietly.
Remember to watch Miss Sara.
Are you ready? Mr. Mitch is frozen. All right, bunny rabbits, as fast as you can. Find a carpet square. Bones on the carpet, hands in your lap, eyes on me. I see Ray-John finding a carpet square. Malaysia has a carpet square. Malia has a carpet square. Kylie, this is making me feel very unsafe right now.
What happened, Malia?
That's right, all right, bunny rabbits, if you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. If you can hear my voice, clap 3 times. We are almost ready to dismiss for centers, but I wanted to show you all a piece of art that I made this morning. Are you ready to see it?
Yeah.
Should we drum roll?
Yeah.
This is my art piece. Now let me explain it, okay? At the top, this says my name, Miss Sara. And underneath it says, I like my. Can you say, I like my?
I like mine.
And so there were a bunch of different papers that I could choose from. So I chose eyes. Can you all point to your eyes?
I love mine.
Because I like my eyes.
I love mine.
Why don't you sit in chair so you don't get your bottom wet?
Another thread.
That's all wet.
I chose my hair because I like my hair. Can you all touch your hair?
You guys want to sit
I
over?
like my hair.
Look what my mama did.
I like my hands. Can you all show me your hands? Malia, show me your hands. Chloe, show me your hands. And I put, I like my laugh. Can you all show me a laugh? What's your laugh sound like? So, bunny rabbits, today during centers, we are all going to be able to make our own affirmation collages. A collage is when you put small pieces of paper and glue them onto this. And when we finish these, we are going to paste up our affirmation collages on the board so that everyone can see what we like about our friends. Sounds good? All right, if you are ready to be dismissed for centers, bottoms on the carpet, hands in your lap, eyes on me, glue your bottom. I see Ray-John with his bottom on the carpet. Layla looks like she's ready for centers. Ray-John looks like he's ready for centers. Chloe looks like she's ready for centers.
I'm ready.
If your name rhymes with Kayla, you may stand up and get your name tag for centers. If your name rhymes with Kayla, you may stand up and get your name tag for centers.
No.